How goes it, everyone? Ramazdo, aka Bird here, and I decided to do something a little different today. Normally, I do not release videos on Tuesdays, which, still not sure if this is going to be a continuous thing. It might be like a once a month kind of deal, because what I'm doing today is an unboxing video. I am a bird, and as a bird, not just any bird, but a corvid. For those of you that didn't know, I identify mostly with the raven. So I'm very much a corvid. Because of that fact, I collect things. I got really like a lot of different random collections of stuff. Um, Pocket watches, things like that. So I'm sure I could go off of everything. I collected Magic cards for a while. I collected Pokemon cards for a while. I like collecting stuff. That being said, one of the things that I've gotten into recently, I used to get them a lot more often before Beast Box was off the ground. I used to get it was like a loot crate kind of deal, but it was called the Knife Box because knives are one of the things that I collect. I'm not sure if it has to do with something with them being tiny swords or what the deal there is, but I like them. I used to tell people all the time when I was in the Boy Scouts that, another fun bird fact for you, I guess, that I was like a pyro, but with knives. There's something about the shininess of them and the sharpness of them, and maybe it has something to do with it's kind of like, an external beak. I don't know what it is, but something about them has always been super, super cool for me. I've always loved knives. So I got these things called the Knife Box. I'm not advertising for them. They're not paying me to make this video. It's just they're really shiny and sparkly, and I like to share these things. When I get a new one in, I always message all of my friends, hey, look at what I got. So I figured rather than messaging them with a picture, this time I would post it on Beastbox Studios and see if, I could share the video there. And who knows, maybe people would like this. And it would bring that little bit of joy that I try to do with all of my videos. But now that my little intro is put together, I'm going to go ahead and move right on to the unboxing. Be back in a second. Okay, so this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is the little package that my knife box came in. It came in yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to look at it too much. I'm going to go ahead. You gotta have the right tools for the job. So we've got ourselves one of the knives that I got in a previous box, which I loved because it's a dragon. I like the dragons. See, that's pretty nice. So we're gonna go ahead and pop open the. I also like this knife because it actually locks really well. We're gonna go ahead and pop open this bag very carefully. If you don't know how to use a knife properly, you can hurt yourself or somebody else. So definitely knife safety is definitely a thing that you want to explore and get used to. So I'm not sure what knife we have today. They change it up kind of often, and I like that. They also got the same company does a sword box, a Spec Ops type box, and a axe box. The knife box is good enough for me for right now. I don't expect anything else out of the deal. It's a nice little kind of guy, It's just simple name, and I like the knives, so it's perfect for me. So that being said, let's go ahead and see which one we got today. Also, sorry for the grimy fingernails. I don't know if I've told you guys yet, but my mundane-ish job is in the sales of construction materials. So I actually end up getting really grimy sometimes. And no matter how much I scrub, it never seems to really help. So this is the knife this month. Monthly knife box. I like it. So we're going to go ahead and pull that out, and we're going to scooch this off to the side. The golden blade is definitely cool. Also, the kind of texture on it, it's almost, I don't know. I like that. It's almost, it feels futuristic, I guess, though the look of it, of this particular pattern. I mean, it doesn't look like a futuristic knife, but the look of this pattern is definitely something that is more modern day to futuristic, like carbon nanotubing kind of patterns. Ooh, that pops out really nice. So the brand name on this is, let's see if I can actually get this to work. Wartech. There it is. So Wartech is the name of the company that made this knife. It's got some other writing right here. So it actually has a model number. It has the exact type of steel designed in the US and crafted in China. So I'll go ahead and see if I can get that on camera somehow, if it'll focus. So I don't know. I can post that stuff inside of a comment down below if you guys want to know the model number and things like that. It's got a good balance to it. It's got a good weight to it. It fits in the hand really nicely. It's actually a very comfortable knife. One of the other tools, obviously, of the trade when it comes to testing on a knife is usually people will do the standard paper test. See how well it shaves off a little bit of paper, which it does beautifully. That is really a sharp knife. I also like to test with the tip of the blade rather than just the edge itself, because the tip could have become damaged or banged up on. I'm still trying to get used to the placement of this camera, so I'm not used to doing a deal like this. So that's really cool. Another test you can do with a knife to see its sharpness is you take your thumbnail, you angle it at about a 45, and you just let the knife rest on it. If the knife digs in enough that it doesn't slide off, then it's actually a fairly sharp blade. It actually is taking a little bit of my nail off, just a slight little bit, just right there. Other types of tests you can do, I suppose you could try shaving with it, which I am not a hairy person. I got scars, but I don't have any hair. Like, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but I do not have a lot of that hair stuff. So testing it with a shave type test, probably not going to work. So, well, let's see here. What else can we do? We got a box, right? We do have a knife box, so we could just put that there and apply a little bit of pressure and see how much pressure it takes to poke right through, which is not very much. Like, this actually is pretty good, Then I can just, yeah. It's not the sharpest knife I've ever had, but considering, I got this as like a loot crate kind of deal, which you can buy these knives separately on their website, which I'll go ahead and throw a link down in the description. Like I said, they're not paying me to do this. I'm not a part of their company. I just am a fan of knives and blades and, things like that. So I like to, and I'm a bird, I like to share my shinies with my friends, and that includes you guys. So since I'm, sharing this with my friends, which is you guys, I just wanted to make this little video. Let's clean up my workspace a little bit. There we go. But I'll add a link down below so you guys can check it out. You can buy these knives individually. They tend to be a little bit more expensive online when you buy them individually than if you get them in the knife box itself. The biggest benefit to having being able to buy them individually is that you can pick the one you want. You can pick the month if you like a design that they released that you didn't get the chance to purchase. Then you can just buy it from them directly, whereas the knife box itself, it's a surprise, which I like surprises for the most part, good surprises, which that's what this is. This is a good surprise. So that is the Wartech. Let me go ahead and read that number. The PWT 239GD. I'm not sure if it actually has a name or if that's just its designation number. But that is this particular month's knife. The month, this is last month's knife. So it is April now. There will be a new knife at the end of April-ish. So this was actually March's knife. But yeah, that is the knife. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Another thing I wanted to point out about this one that is a little different from a lot of knives that I've had in the past is that it's got a good lock and a really good spring. But most knives, this guy right here is up here. So you actually put it on, and the knife points downwards. So that way the knife doesn't accidentally flip open while it's attached to your belt or your pocket, and you end up poking yourself in the leg. All of those things are not things you want to occur. However, when you grab a knife like that and you pull it off of your belt, you then have to flip the knife around in order to spring it open. With the design they have, it actually goes knife point up when you attach it to your belt or your pocket or whatever. Which, with their spring system, this blade is actually in there fairly decent. It won't pop open or slide open too easily. I'm not sure if that will change with time and usage, but right now I don't have to worry about this blade popping open while it's on my belt. Instead, it gives me this nice ability that when I grab the blade, let's see if I can grab it. So it's like this now. I grab the blade to pull it off. I'm already in the position to flip it open. It gives me a quick release kind of deal, which I don't know. I kind of dig that. I'm not sure if that was the intention behind their design, if that was what they were meaning to do, but it's something that I've noticed with some of the knives that have been coming from the Wartech brand from the knife box. I mean, the other knife that I showed you earlier with the dragon is the same exact way. So, let's see here. Yeah, see? It's the same exact way so that I can just pull it off and pop it open. Which also, that one was a Wartech as well. And I like this one because the scales on the blade. Focus camera. There it is. So the scales on the blade are kind of cool. You know, dragon stuff. Definitely a bird, but I respect the lizards too. You know. I like me some dragons. So, that being said, that is my little unboxing and I guess mild review of my new knife that I'm so excited to have. This is a sharp blade. If you guys get blades from here, if you are under 18, definitely pass it by an adult first. Don't just go on there and buy a knife because you think knives are cool. Knives are cool, but at the same time, they are tools. They are tools that have a design purpose, and one of those purposes is to cut things. You do not want to cut yourself. You do not want to cut somebody else. That is something that can happen if you're not careful with a knife. So you definitely want to keep that in mind. Don't go ahead and start and thinking, oh, well, I'll just go grab one of these. You know, my parents don't need to know. They don't like knives. Also, knives can be seen as weapons. So while this is a nice blade, I love it. It's definitely something I'm going to wear at certain times. I have a knife for every occasion, as it were. I would not take this with me to, let's say, church, which I don't go to church, but if you go to church, I would not take this with me. If you were to take this knife and go to the bank, you see, while it is a tool, it also has that history of kind of being a weapon. It's a tiny sword. So that being said, there are people out there that will be wary if you happen to have a knife on you. You can't take this in on an airplane. You can't take this into a courthouse. There's a lot of places you can't take a knife. So don't expect to get it and then take it with you everywhere. Definitely have a backup plan to leave it at home and only take it places that you know that you can. If you are over 18 and you want to get one of these, and you don't know how to handle a knife, you've never had one before, you were never taught how to use one, anything like that, just be careful. The last thing you want is stitches. Last thing you want is to get hurt. So definitely do not go around being all like, I'm a ninja, or I have a knife and that makes me awesome. Don't be that guy. Don't ruin the fun for all of us. Don't. Please don't. These can be dangerous. They can be used as weapons. They can have all those things, but they're also amazing tools. They are very useful for lots of things, from cutting open packaging, getting in there and allowing you to get into your package. Oh, that's nice. To peeling fruit. I'm sure you've used a kitchen knife to peel fruit or to cut cheese. Or things like that. I'm sure that you guys have used knives like that. If those of you that are over 18 and those of you that are under 18 that have been taught how to use a knife, and have a parental supervisional thing going on. These things they're not toys. I collect them. They are shiny and sparkly and beautiful, and I love them so much, but they're not toys. And don't ever play like it is a toy. Like with scissors, don't run with one of these open. It's a bad idea. So that is my little public disclaimer on knives. Every state has different rules for knives. I live in California, and there's the one where it can't be larger than your palm, pretty much, which is like 4 inches. If it is larger than your palm, then you got to, it has to have a proper sheath, and you can't take it out in public or anything like that. There's a bunch of rules there. As long as it's within its sheath, it's fine. Also, depending on the situation, if I were to have this, say, in my pocket, like a pocket knife, that could be considered a concealed weapon. So there's a lot of things that you got to take into consideration. Definitely check the rules and regulations of your state when it comes to these little guys here. And just be safe and have fun. These things can be useful for camping, for all sorts of stuff. So definitely have fun with it, but don't play with it. And I guess that will be my video for today. Like I said, it's just a little short video I wanted to do for Tuesday. We don't release a video on Tuesday, but this came in yesterday, and I wanted to share it with you guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoy these videos and enjoy doing stuff with you guys. I will see you guys Thursday with a new Bird Does Gaming. Vixby will be here tomorrow with another video of hers. And if you guys like this kind of stuff, if you guys enjoy the videos and the content we're releasing, go ahead and like and subscribe down below. And feel free to check us out on Facebook, on Twitter, on Patreon. We got a Patreon going. Pretty soon I'm probably going to stop mentioning all this stuff at the end because it's getting difficult to remember exactly how I'm saying my little outro. But, for now, just, feel free to do these things if you like our stuff. It really helps a lot. Leave us a comment down below. And until my next video, I will see you later, and have a great one.